Hello and a very warm welcome to our channel. It is truly a tremendous joy and an immense pleasure to have you here with us today. We are incredibly happy that you decided to join us in this special space. This channel is completely dedicated to exploring deeply meaningful and profound stories that come directly from the Bible, spirituality, faith, and the incredible mysteries of the universe. These stories and teachings help us better understand our purpose, our mission, and the unique role we play in this vast and complex world. If you are looking for content that does much more than simply inform you, content that has the power to truly transform the way you see life, spirituality, and the very essence of existence, then you are absolutely in the right place. Here, we strive to combine knowledge, reflection, and inspiration, bringing lessons that can genuinely impact your life in both practical and spiritual ways, helping you grow, evolve, and connect with the divine. In today's video, we are going to dive very deeply into a truly fascinating and rarely explored subject: the relationship between human beings and angels, and the extraordinary potential we have to influence and interact with these incredibly powerful spiritual beings. Did you know that? Yes, it is indeed possible to dominate angels. At first glance, this may sound unbelievable, almost impossible to imagine, right? Many people misunderstand this concept completely, thinking that dominating an angel means having it as a servant or spiritual slave at your side. However, the truth is far more profound and far more powerful than anything we could imagine with our human minds. In this video, we will demonstrate, based on biblical accounts and ancient teachings, that humans can indeed exercise influence over angels, understand why this occurs, and even learn practical spiritual techniques that allow us to consciously connect with this divine power and use it in alignment with God's will. Daniel and the angels. To begin, let's discuss an example that you are likely familiar with. Daniel. In the book of Daniel, we encounter a fascinating account in which he receives a terrifying vision, one that deeply frightens him, and that he cannot fully understand on his own. At that moment, the Bible describes Daniel seeing an angel in a form that is both awe-inspiring and even frightening, a radiant manifestation of light, power, and spiritual energy that communicates the divine presence in an intense and overwhelming way. With humility and reverence, Daniel asks, "Please, teach me, show me what is happening." In this request, he is politely and consciously giving a directive to the angel. And what happens next is extraordinary. The angel begins to explain in detail every aspect of the vision, revealing each event, every detail, and the deep spiritual meaning behind everything that Daniel has seen. This is truly remarkable because we witness a human being, with all his limitations, receiving direct guidance from a celestial being and exercising authority in a way that allows divine mysteries to be revealed to him. This leads us to reflect: what exactly is an angel? In the Bible, angels are described as special spiritual beings, created by God to fulfill divine missions. While they operate on higher levels of existence, we repeatedly see that humans are part of these missions, able to interact with, influence, and even exercise authority over these spiritual entities. Abraham and the angels. Another notable example is Abraham. When Abraham was 99 years old and his wife Sarah was 90, they had not yet had children. God sent 3 angels to visit Abraham. One of the purposes of these angels was to bring blessings and the promise of descendants. What is truly impressive is the way Abraham interacts with them. He receives them into his home, gives detailed instructions on how to care for them, wash their feet, serve them properly, and offer them food and drink. Even though the angels are carrying out divine missions, Abraham consciously guides and directs the interaction, and the angels, in respect and obedience, do exactly what he requests. Afterward, they reveal the divine promise: Sarah will have a child, establishing a direct connection between human will and angelic action, showing how humans can actively participate in God's plan and influence divine processes. Jacob and the angel of Esau. An even more striking case is that of Jacob. After fleeing from home to escape the wrath of his brother Esau, Jacob finds himself alone during the night. An angel sent by God, associated with Esau, comes to confront him. They struggle throughout the night, but in the end, Jacob succeeds in subduing the angel. He demands a blessing and asks the angel for his name, and receives the change of his own name to Israel, symbolizing his spiritual elevation and the power he has attained. Here we clearly see that a human being was able to exercise authority over an angel, receive a blessing from him, and participate in the divine plan without diminishing the angel's divinity, but rather demonstrating the strength of the human soul when aligned with God's will. The human power over angels. According to Jewish tradition and the Talmud, every human has the capacity to influence and dominate angels, especially when spiritual practices are observed correctly and conscientiously. For example, during the Shabbat, when preparing one's home and family for the sacred day, a person receives the visit of two angels, one good and one evil. If the home is properly prepared for the holy day, the evil angel is compelled to follow and affirm the blessing of the good angel, demonstrating that human will, aligned with divine will, can indeed dominate angelic will. Psalm 91 further emphasizes this, "For he shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways." God commands the angels to serve and protect those who follow his will, showing that human spiritual power is evident when fully aligned with the Creator. The human soul, more powerful than angels. In the process of creation, God's presence is infinite, absolute, and impossible to fully perceive. Creation was structured in levels: emanation, creation, formation, and action. Humans live in the world of action, while angels dwell in the higher worlds, closer to God. However, the human soul originates in the world of creation, making it spiritually higher than the angels themselves. This means that while angels exist on a higher level in terms of energy and proximity to God, humans possess a superior spiritual potential, thanks to the origin of the soul and the ability to align their will with God's will. When we exercise our free will and follow divine commandments, angels are required to serve us, obey, and act according to directives that align with God's intentions, techniques, and benefits. So, how can we exercise this power over angels? The key is to let your soul shine, fulfill positive commandments, avoid sins, and align your personal will with God's will. Each victory over negative impulses or temptations allows a negative angel to be subdued, because human will, when aligned with the divine, becomes stronger than spiritual opposition. The work per Kayavat, or the ethics of the fathers, teaches, perform the will of the Creator as if it were your own, and then the divine will shall become your own. In other words, when we carry out God's will with joy, discipline, and determination, the entire spiritual universe, including angels, aligns with our mission, actions, and purpose, strengthening both our spiritual and practical lives. Biblical examples such as Abraham and Jacob illustrate that fulfilling divine commandments and propagating faith increases human authority over the spiritual creation, bringing blessings, protection, fulfillment of divine purpose, and a profound connection with the Creator. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. Your presence is incredibly valuable and motivates us to continue producing content that combines faith, spirituality, and deep knowledge. If this story has touched your heart, please don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends, family, and loved ones so that more people can learn, be inspired, and strengthen the connection between human will, divine will, and the angels.